There's no pressure on me. And a lot of that too, and I would say that's the other big lesson I've walked away with is constantly being humbled, right? Like I can't even tell you, I can't even begin to count the humiliating situations that we have found ourselves in. Our kids are not aware socially, so they're never embarrassed, which in a lot of ways I'm thankful because some kids on the more mild end of the spectrum are aware, they want friends, they want people to like them, and it's way harder where our kids are oblivious. But the embarrassment is on me or
Right.
us, right?
Yeah.
Like you look like the bad parent or it's, oh my gosh, the stories. But one time I was complaining to my mom about it when my daughter Mara was little, and she said something that has I just keep it in the back of my mind anytime I feel embarrassed. And she said this, she goes, Jess, it's a good thing, when Mara has a meltdown in public and you're embarrassed. I'm like, there's nothing good about it, Mom, nothing. Your mom's always trying to be nice, but she goes, no, just think about it. Every time that happens and you feel that sting of like, gosh, and your face gets red, she said, pride's leaving. And the
Wow.
more pride that leaves, the more room there is for Jesus. And I was like, okay,
Oh, that
okay.
takes my breath away a little bit.
As
Why?
much as I hate that, I'm going to accept that because I want more of Jesus in my life. And there is a lot of pride in me that he's got to kill. So if this is by the means you use, Jesus, then let it be.
Can't
Yeah.
even imagine the number of Karens that you have been encircled with that are like staring at you at the grocery store or
The comments people have said, I've had old ladies say the most horrible things to me. Sometimes it's always the old ladies. I was like, I don't know if because autism wasn't as prevalent or people were in like institutions, but man, those old ladies got opinions. That's all I got to say.
and you just want to hand them a card and be like, I want you to sit with this when you get in your car and realize what you've just done to that mom.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Well, and then you say, well, she has autism or she has severe autism, and they'll be like, that's not even a real thing. I'm like, oh,
Okay, really? Really? Lord help us. All right. Both of you and I both got to watch Unbreakable Boy. I imagine I
yes.
saw that the true story of this family, he was on your podcast recently, and I watched it and just boohooed because I have a nephew on the spectrum who is the biggest gift to our family. And he's the favorite of everybody. And just watching what he's done for us and just taught us like that gift is like, I wouldn't change him for the world. But the other part of it that made me cry is not realizing what my sister had been through and her husband and the stuff that they don't talk about or that happened behind closed doors. So was it difficult to watch or was it healing in some way?
No, it was actually difficult. It's funny because my daughter now with autism is going to be 16. So it's been a while. And my son is, like I said, my son Jacob is 11. But I told my husband watching that movie, we were both crying, right? It felt like, I mean, it was so validating in a lot of ways, but yeah, I was crying like profusely. And it made me even realize like, oh no, like I'm not sure I'm fully healed yet.
Yes, just a
Not in a
grief.
bad
Yeah.
way, but like I think sometimes, especially, and you know this as a mom, we're just go, 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 right? We got to keep going. I got to care for all these people around me. Like I don't always have the time that I need to grieve and I think in my mind, when I watched that movie, I thought and I do, for the most part, I feel good. Like I feel almost like the wound that was in my heart is now a scar.
Mm,
Doesn't mean
good.
it's still there, right?
Yeah.
Like, but when I touch it, it doesn't hurt anymore,
Wow.
which is
Yeah.
huge. It's huge. And if you're listening to this now and you're like, that is not me, I'm telling you, with Jesus and time, that will be you. You have to believe that. But watching that movie, I kind of started to be like, oh gosh, maybe I'm not fully.
Yeah.
I almost felt like I said to my husband, I think I'm still a little traumatized by
Yeah.
what we've gone through.